Eddie Van Halen here, telling you, keep playing, man. Gotta keep playing. It's the only thing there is. Music, man. Keep playing. All right? I'm gonna come looking for you if you don't.
Sunday, Chat and Jam, August 20th, 5:04 p.m. Eastern. Let's get started. I heard somebody already ringing the doorbell. Yep, there he is. Let's get him in here. We have Mr. Symmetry Trev.
Let me in. Cheers, everybody.
Hey, man.
Sunday.
How's it going for you?
Another day in paradise.
Right on,
Typical
right
day
on.
here. It's cool. I think we're Tone Shack temperature 82, so nice, comfortable 82.
Always got to have the Tone Shack temperature check.
Right. So
See,
we're doing okay.
You got some fancy mood lighting going in there now, man.
Changed
That's
up
looking
a little
good.
bit of the colors, yeah.
Right on.
I mean, Sunday fun day. Dan Gorman's got the right idea. I mean, if you have the ability to grab your guitar, well, actually, before you grab your guitar, go get yourself a nice cold beverage, whatever you'd like to drink.
Get yourself a nice cold one.
And then get your guitar, sit in your comfy place, and put on your smiles, and let's have some fun.
Right on. Sounds like a plan. Cheers. You're pouring a tall one. Holy crap.
One of them fancy liquor iced teas.
Oh, gotcha. Right on. Welcome, everybody. Let's get next guy in here. Let's see. Who is it? I can't see who it is. Oh, there he is. It is.
That's what she said.
R2R3.
Action.
What's up, man? Can't hear you.
You're still
Yeah.
muted.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
There he is.
I was just telling the people upstairs that Eventide's a hell of a drug.
Right?
Right? Oh, yeah.
Once you get addicted to it, you just can't get away from it.
I bet.
Thank you, Patty. I'm wearing the shirt. Nice, fresh, and clean.
Right on, right on.
Smells good.
Well, let's get Mr. John Shane in here. Come on, John.
Oh, wait a minute. We're supposed to do an intro? I'm just kidding.
Felt
going on?
inspired.
Sounding
Felt
good, fellas.
inspired.
Sounding
Sorry,
good.
man.
Yeah, man. Right on.
Do that. Back in our usual desks here.
Is that where we're at? Everybody feels better. You're in the right place. Well, let's get started, man. We got to thank our channel members. We have a newest channel member listed there, Cool Breeze. Welcome in, Cool Breeze. Good to have you. We have channel membership on the channel. It just helps us out to, kind of support what we're doing. You get your name in green, you get some special little emojis, and yeah, helps us out. So,
Gonna
join
correct
button
you, 'cause
down below.
The newest
Wait.
member is.
We got a newest member, yeah.
Oh, we got a new one. Right on.
Dala, dala.
Appreciate that, Mr. Greasy Monkey Guitars.
Yeah, man.
Right on. Appreciate that. We'll have you up on that slide for next show. Very awesome. Thank you so much. So what's going on, gentlemen?
Huh?
Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day. Let's see. It was like 70 degrees yesterday. Now it's 92, so it's got to be like 110 by Trev and
Yep.
John.
No, he did the shack check, and he was 80 something. So
82.
he's
He's
good
got
to
the
go.
air conditioning. He's got the fans on. That's why.
The only problem
What we
going on
got-
is our province is on fire.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
man.
How far is that from you?
A lot of smoke in the air. Like you go outside, it's like you're camping. It smells like a
That's
campfire.
just your garage, but we're talking about outside, man.
I'm smoking out the
No,
whole
it's-
province, dude. Because it's adding a natural sunscreen kind of thing too. That's
Oh,
keeping
wow.
And
temps
the
down,
funny
right?
thing is my wife and boys are headed up towards it to go camping for a week.
Oh, what the heck? Really?
You
Well, they don't have to
They
bring
pretty
say
their,
much
what you
all
gotta
out.
say,
Someone
and then you
said
just
can't
walk
do
away.
that.
at least they don't have to bring their fire starter.
That's right.
Should be prepared to be turned around because I think
Right.
turning people around, you're
Yep.
not
Yeah, yep.
allowed to go up in there unless you have essential business.
Mid-show,
Yeah.
his
Camping.
family's going to show back up.
You
We're
get a
going
little
to Merritt area.
a door magnet that's in the shape of like a fire station thing. Yeah, and maybe put a little light on the roof there, and you fire people going up to help with the fires. And you get
No, they're the
problem.
Merritt area, so they're still a ways away.
Yeah, that's a
Just
place
a-
that burned up 2 years ago. They're still
That's
there's
right.
nothing left there to burn, so they're good.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. Well, hope they stay safe. All right, let's head up to the top of the chat, see who we got here. We
We
have
have, man.
Herb of Fireside Studios here. Looks like first in. Welcome in, man. And then shortly back behind that, had Rob Blackmore Official. Welcome in.
Yo, bro.
And then,
Yeah.
of course, Patty Dill. Welcome in, Patty. Always
you,
good
Patty.
to see you here hanging out with us.
Patty.
We had Dan Gorman jumping in. Cushman NYC is here.
What's up,
Welcome
Kush,
in.
man?
Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Who else we got? There's a William De Silva hanging out.
Well, yo, what's up,
Let's
folks?
see. Who else we got? Let's see. Jimmy Ray Hawkins, channel members here. Welcome in.
Jimmy Ray.
Cheers.
Bro.
And
man.
as we said, newest channel member, Greasy Monkey Guitars. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate
Thanks for
you.
the support, bro.
Absolutely. We got Papa Blue hanging out. Channel member Nelson Rodriguez is here. Welcome in. And there he is. His name's in green already. Greasy Monkey Guitars.
Yeah.
Got Fabric
Thanks for
Dr.
being so
Charles.
greasy.
75 in is here.
Howdy,
Welcome
Doc.
in.
What's up, Charles?
We have right under him, we've got the Joke Riddler. Welcome in. Good
Yo,
to see you.
man.
Nice.
Nice.
Let's see. Who else we got?
Welcome.
Let's see. There's Joe. He's saying I'm here. Welcome in, Joe.
Yo, Joe.
Good to see you.
Joe. Here's Joe.
Joe Hervey.
You guys check out Charles's show this morning, talking about where your
did.
guitar safari has taken you,
Your journeys of the guitar safari, which is
or
a
where
great topic.
where do
Great
you
show.
plan for it to take you? There's Hip Metal Works. Welcome in. Got a Frank C hanging
What's up,
out.
brother?
Welcome in.
What's up, Frank? Brother man.
Channel member and neighbor Andy Carson. Welcome in.
Yeah, man.
There's Bo, Guitar Man 45. Channel member. Welcome in.
Carson.
And let's see. I think we are caught up with the chat. So anybody
Right
else
on.
stumbles in, we'll try to catch you. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool what Charles was talking about earlier today, and I was thinking next place I want to go is probably the EVH Con.
What was
Yeah,
he
man.
talking about? Sorry, I missed it. I was packing my family up and getting them out the door.
Well, I had to watch it in 2X to catch up, so they were talking like Chickmoms while I was watching, so I think I caught most of it. But it was where has your guitar playing, your guitar safari, or where do you want to go based on your guitar playing and things
Okay,
that
top
you
one
want
like
to see.
this.
Pretty much, yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
So, and it was very similar to what we had talked about like a week or so ago about, what's the word I'm thinking of? Monuments or landmarks, rock and roll landmarks. A lot of people were
Right.
talking about, Graceland came up and that kind of thing.
Right.
Right.
But anyhow,
But I mean, in addition to the tourist factor, that's why Randy was there, because he's traveled a lot just to go get stuff.
right. Okay.
Or he was out on a journey and he found stuff. He's kind of that part of it too, right?
Okay,
I got you.
I get what he's
So
saying.
I must have missed the overall premise of
The
it.
guitar,
Right here, guitar and
safari.
music.
Guitars
Was-
and music tourism.
Was Dimebag mentioned? Because,
Today
Happy
is his birthday, right?
to Dime.
Yeah,
Happy
man.
birthday to Dime.
Yep, everybody raise one for
Yeah, man.
Get
Cheers
your
to
bowl.
brother Abbott.
Get your bowl.
Absolutely.
Right on, right on.
I missed that. When Trav told me earlier you're going to play some Dimebag reps, I'm like, because I got the Wolf Gang out. But now I get it.
Who? What kind of gang?
The Wolf?
Woof.
The L is not silent. It's
We
not.
got Lars Guitars jumping in with us. Welcome in. There's Mitch Hannon there. Hannon,
What's
sorry.
up, man?
How's it going?
Cheers, Mitch.
What's up, Mitch?
Let's see. Who else
Look at
we
that
got
guy, man.
jumping in here?
The handsome mofo right there.
There he is. Joe says, rest in peace, Dime.
That's right.
Stephen Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
Says, I
Nice.
got the SDE 3000 EVH. I've been messing with that all weekend. Great delay. Using it in stereo and wet, dry, wet. Set up through 3 practice amps. Very cool, man. Very cool.
Isn't that
Before you
something
know
special?
it, we'll be having Stephen Franklin on the show playing along with us in his wet, dry, wet
100%.
setup.
Nice,
So
man.
let us know, Stephen. We'll get you
Doors
in.
always open, everybody.
Open. Yep, for sure.
Email
That's
in the
awesome, man.
description.
Thank you for the super chat.
Congrats, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. And if you have any questions on it, I'm sure that John can probably help you out.
Right.
Yeah, by now, I've got a little bit of
Put in a few
experience
hours
under my
turning
belt.
those knobs and pushing those buttons.
And,
Right
there's
on.
no knobs. No knobs. It's old school, right? So,
Old time.
It's all
yeah,
buttonology.
rocker panels and stuff.
Little buttons and up and down
Absolutely
arrows
killer.
and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they did the layout real similar to what the originals are.
Yeah, they were trying to pay homage to it. I guess.
You guys have seen the originals, right?
A couple times.
Well,
Yeah,
if you
the
could
layout.
actually, you don't have a mobile like a
Well, I can log
GoPro
in.
or something.
There's a
Can log in
webcam
here
pretty
on
close.
my phone. Let's see. This is probably. I'll just mute the microphones here. Let's see. Enter studio. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see. Mark allow. And I'll just mute that. Settings. Camera. Turn that around. Let's see. There we go. Now we can go on a guitar safari here in the room.
Nice.
There you go. That's
me
where
get
it's
set
taking
up.
us now. To the
You won't be able to hear me, but
Here's the guitar player in his natural habitat as he approaches the rack system. There we go. Maybe we should
Awesome.
highlight him.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So he's got two to do. I mean, Stephen Franklin knows, obviously. But
Oh,
he's
wrong one.
Damn it.
he's got two to do what I'm doing with the pedal, right? Because you can hear it.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah. Like if you can hear it goes.
Bam, bam, bam.
It's all his settings.
There's the buttons. Looks similar to the SDE 3000 right there.
Yeah, they pretty much. Look at that! Wow.
No longer in production.
Yeah, that's killer, man. Oh, you see his gnarly toe there? There's a fungus among us there, buddy.
what's that?
I said there's a fungus among us.
He's
there.
like his gnarly toe there.
You showed us your big toe was all twisted and gnarled.
Did I? No, it was just pushing on the floor.
The camera angle.
I don't
looked
play guitar
awesome,
with
Ryan.
I don't play guitar with my toes anyway, so
That looked great, man.
right on, right on. Let's
Nice
see who
tour.
else. We got anybody else jumping in? Did we see Hit Metal Works already? What's going on, man?
Yep, BC brother.
Let's see. There's Bent Tom, channel member. Welcome in.
What's up, Ben? Tom.
Brother
Brother
Tom.
Tommy.
How you doing, Tommy?
Frank C says that he downloaded the Eventide H949 harmonizer plugin for Reaper, thanks to you, R2. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Right on.
Nice.
Awesome, bro.
Very cool. Yeah, always keep. Well, not always. So I was kind of thinking today. Let's see, what was it? Friday night, Saturday morning, we went on and played at a little impromptu live. If you guys hadn't caught that, you can go back and watch that. But you know,
Ryan
one of
had
my-
some serious mojo going on Friday night. He just
Did
nailed
I?
it.
Oh, you
Yeah, the
both
whole
did.
night, man. You were killing it.
Diddle.
Appreciate that.
What the hell did he diddle?
He diddled
Diddled the guitar, you know.
strings.
Diddle, diddle, diddle.
His fretting hand hooked up very well with his picking.
Right? Yeah. Just on fire. Dun, 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 on fire. So, obviously one of my favorite songs is Summer Nights that I play on the Steinberger.
Right.
And I was kind of thinking, I was like, Summer Nights, man, that really is like a summertime song. And I was thinking, what other songs kind of remind you of summer? I can remember when 5150 came out, and I would listen to it through the summer, out cutting grass, the smell of grass. I live real close to the beach, so going to the beach and smelling the suntan oil and the pretty ladies, and just every time I hear Summer Nights, it makes me think of all that, in summertime.
Tropicana.
So, what other songs are there that kind of inspire the summer memories? I was thinking of one. It was, the Boys of Summer. What is that?
Yeah, Don Henley.
Don
Don
Henley.
Henley,
Yeah,
yeah.
Love that song. Love
Yep.
that song.
Brian Adams, Summer of '69.
For me,
Comment.
1984, the whole album of 1984 reminds me of summer.
Yeah.
For some reason, just that whole album, from beginning to end, with the keyboards and all, just reminds me of any summer.
Does it take you back to a specific time in summer? I mean, does it just bring you back and remind you of specific events or anything like that?
Maybe it was that around that time when
Yeah.
that album came out. Just running home, and I knew school was done, and there were times where we would hang out and we were going to play football, soccer with all the kids in the neighborhood. And I was like, guys, I got to be right back. What's going on? I got to go watch a video. And I wanted to watch Van Halen. I wanted to see Van Halen, that whole 1984. Not the whole 1984, but just the jump and, just hearing that playing. I just wanted to see that intro, that that's summer. To me, it just definition of any summer. It's just that time.
Appreciate it, Frank. Fruitcake Tony has stumbled in.
Yo,
What's
man.
going on, man?
Tony.
Good show last night, brother.
Absolutely. Very good show. That was really cool to see that live performance to start off with. That was cool
man.
stuff. Bent Tom says, beautiful girls. That reminds him of summer. Yep. That's kind of the same thing, Like I said, I had a 1969 Mustang Fastback, and I had some kicker speakers that I would fold the seat back, and the kicker speakers would go back in there. And there was one little strip that you would run up and down, and it was, the beach highway ran this way, and the other road ran this way. So you'd go up and down this way, and then you could go down the beach and, go up and down. And yeah, man,
Right on.
driving that Mustang down there, listening to, Van Halen, Beautiful Girls, Summer Nights, 5150.
The whole 5150 album got
Yeah.
cassette, rather.
What was your summer song, Trev?
Well, I'm going to have two answers for you, fellas, in chat.
Two.
I'm going to go with one answer is going to be a song with this summer type theme in the title or the lyrics. And then I'm going to have
There
another
ain't
one
no
that's
cure for the
through
summertime blues.
association. One of those memories back in the Camaro for me. It was a 72 Camaro with an LT1 and an Alpine stereo and 6x9. Boom, boom, boom. Thing was
Was
killer.
it the other Summer Nights, Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta?
Now that you mention it, but no. I'm going to go with that Summer Song by Satch,
Okay. Yep.
right?
Yep. For sure.
And the one through
Yep.
association would be the Scorpions, China White. The beginning of that song with that cha-chunk, 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 cha-chunk. With the way the car would shake at a light, you'd just be out there with the windows rolled down, hot summer night. There now.
There it is.
That's the zoo, man.
That's my two picks.
Yeah,
Right on.
yeah.
That's
That's a
a
good
pipe
one.
and smoke it.
Yep. Awesome.
I used to, when I was in our 20s, I'd met my girlfriend, with a wife still, and we were both in university. So we would take the summer break, so 6 weeks, and we would go down to the Baja Peninsula, and right at the very end was Cabo San Lucas, right? So depending, and we would drive down from Vancouver, right? So it's a monster 3-day drive to do it. So I'd get through
It's got a problem.
Tijuana, Ensenada, the bigger cities, right? And then I'd make her drive, and I'd have an acoustic guitar with me, and I'd look at her and I'd go. She's like, "Don't you dare!" I'm out. And I get about that far, and she's like, "That's it!
Stop."
Play it all the time."
How did you get detune on your acoustic guitar, though?
Right, this is for a dramatic effect. Come on now. I
So
mean,
for-
really, if I was gonna really go all out, it would be the.
Dallas, Texas.
Fruitcake Tony says, "Summertime Girls, Y&T."
I don't know
What,
that song.
what is that? That's what I'm thinking. Y&T.
The
Is it
Giants, he's a
something
good band, but
really
the band-
obvious that I'm just not thinking of?
Can't remember the song, but I know the band.
Quentin.
We'll have to get Tony on here to hum it for us. Sing us some lyrics. Cushman says, I love the smell of fresh grass. That was always to me like a big, ooh, it takes me to summer, kind of thing. Yeah, and Skyprop says, smelling the pretty ladies. Absolutely. You smell that suntan oil all up and down that beach. Ooh, had a pretty good childhood. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
That was quick.
Yeah. Jimmy Ray, beautiful girl, toes in the sand, drink in my hand. Yep. Let's see. Who here has at least worn out 2 VHS cassettes of Live Without a Net? I knew I wore one out. I had to eventually get the DVD. Which I always keep.
Did they ever put that out on Blu-ray?
I always keep nearby.
I think Ryan has it on Laserdisc, actually.
No, never had it on Laserdisc.
That's funny. I always had a friend who had it. I didn't need to have it. It wasn't that prominent in my circulation at the time. Always,
Got it on DVD.
But then, I mean, my album for that is the Vulgar video. I've got
Oh,
that
yeah.
on VHS and
Oh, yeah.
DVD, and that.
I've never
yeah.
seen that video.
I'll bring it over
That's-
next time.
Yeah.
Have
Volume
to do
1,
it.
2, and 3.
Do a watch party on the next whiskey weekend.
Ooh, maybe we could do that in the Discord or on a private members
Yeah.
only.
There we
The
go.
Live Without a Net, my cousin had satellite, so he had a broadcast of it, so he recorded it, and then he made 2 copies for me. So one was sacred, and I was so
The master,
nuts
in
about
fact,
it.
that's safe.
No, I was so nuts about it. Like every 3 months, I would put it in the machine and fast forward it and rewind it just to make sure nothing was getting stuck to you. It was that pathological.
Just
with
keep
me.
it clean.
Yeah.
Quentin James is here. He says, sorry, had to go to Wendy's. It's all right. Wendy.
Tell her we said
Baconator,
hello.
just
Stephanie.
guess. Just a hunch.
Hello,
Baconator.
Wendy. Hi, Wendy.
That should be our topic for today. What Quentin James should name his new bird.
7.
Did you guys see his post?
I was going to say Jeff.
7 or KFC or 11 herbs and spices.
Combo number 3.
Canes.
Oh, man. We got Dan Cruz 2 is here. Welcome
Yo.
in. Good to see you.
Welcome, man.
Hey, brother.
Yeah. Let's see. There you go. Andy Carson says Summer Song by Satriani.
Yeah, that was a good one. I think that whole, like for me, when was it, 1988, that OU 812 came out? So I was 16. So just got my driver's license. Had a car with a stereo in it. So that album, like Mine Oh Mine, and All Fired Up, and, Cabo, obviously.
There's another vote here for Summertime Girls Y&T. Who is this?
Well, I know
Yeah.
Mean Street from Y&T. When I think Y&T, I think of Mean Street. Great tune. That was a great album.
I have to go and check this out.
Yeah, check out Y&T.
CC stumbling in. Welcome in, man. Said he had a 1976
77
Trans Am,
Trans
400 4-speed rock crusher, and Lord, did I get into trouble. Yeah,
that
but
was
what
like the
song
Smokey
were
and
you?
Bandit car.
What songs were you playing while you were getting in trouble? Yeah.
All I can think is of the
Bandit
car.
6.6 liter. I
I
prefer the
thought
formula with the
immediately
dual
of,
scoops down the hood.
Back in the day when Judas Priest was on trial, because that kid crashed his car and he happened to playing Breaking the Law or something.
I
He
remember
was
that.
playing-
Yep. So that kind of brings up another thought that I had. I was thinking about this in summer song, and I remember that I had mentioned before that, one of the driving songs that I like to listen to was Ted Nugent, Stranglehold.
Right.
And I like to listen to that when I was driving around. What are some songs that kind of put you into like a driving mood where you started putting the pedal down a little bit? Get you all
To sound
hyped up.
redundant, but it is Dimebag's birthday, and me and my buddy used to drive to his brother's place in Squamish from Burnaby. And it was exactly the length of the Vulgar Display of Power CD.
I was just
I
gonna
mean,
say.
if you arrived early, there was a little bit left. If you were arriving late, it ended a little bit sooner. But generally speaking, that would be the run. And yeah, man, every time it was just, and that's a sea to sky highway. You've got the ocean, and you got the mountains, and you got a road, billy goating its way around the mountains to try to get up to Whistler.
Great driving road. Great driving road. Driving at night, Satriani, man.
Yeah, probably. 78 Monte Carlo, the 350, the Brom package, so I had the puffy seats and the electric chairs and the tilt steering wheel, and yeah, it was
The whole bit.
Dan Cruz
it was
says,
like riding a couch.
I heard conspiracies that they did have a net.
I think they did. It was called The First Night when he
Heresy.
was sober.
Yeah.
Heresy.
Yeah, they did have 2 nights, from what I understand.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
I think I was reading about that because you see the part where he breaks a string, and he tries to wrap it around his neck, They thought that it was so cool that the way that it happened that they left that in there as opposed to using the stuff from the other night. And he says Cabo definitely takes me back. Skyprop says OU812, the summer I graduated high school. It's amazing how these songs, you hear a song and it just takes you back to a specific
The
time.
little pins in time, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of how I remember most of that stuff. I mean, if I'm going to go back and think of where was all the places I've lived in chronological order, there's certain pinpoints that you have to use to do that. And back. Oh, wait a minute! I totally forgot about that place for 6 months.
Right?
I hadn't thought about that in 35 years because nothing ever happened there. But the next place is the party house.
Jim Ray says, Can't Drive 55. That's a good driving song for him.
Yeah.
Greasy Monkey Guitars says Ace of Spades, 100%.
Bad Motor Scooter and Ride. If we're going to talk about some Montrose.
Guitar Samurai says Feel Your Love Tonight. It's funny you mentioned that song, Bad Motor Scooter, because I saw a little short with Sammy today. And somebody had asked him a question what was one of the first songs you wrote? And that's the one he said. He said he was driving in his old beat up car and he was going across, was it the Golden Gate Bridge? And I said this dude came riding by on this super nice bike, had the chick on the back, long hair. He said her hair was flowing way back behind her. She was sitting back on the sissy bar. He said that thing sounded great and went past and he's like, man, that's a Bad Motor Scooter. And he said he just went home and wrote the song.
Awesome. It's a killer song. Love that song.
CC says, I always turn off Wanted Dead or Alive. That when it attacks Popo. Oh, man. VH got you laid. Bon Jovi got you busted.
That should be a t-shirt.
That kind of goes back to my my suggestion earlier when we were talking about show topics.
Stephen Franklin says, I was in high school, early 80s. There was all kind of tunes to get you crazy behind the wheel.
Right?
Yep. Hayden Couch, welcome in. Says Mean Street is the best driving song ever. You think?
Steven's comment just gave me a flashback to a time where we were in a suburb, half an hour away from downtown. We all jumped in this dude's Honda Civic and we cranked White Zombie. That White Zombie with the Thunder Kiss.
What is
we just
that?
cranked that one from front to start and went on this Exodus. Way hammered. Should have never been on the road. Just this group of yahoos to go to the Lunatic Fringe there at Kingsway and Broadway, right? That was a chaotic drive with a soundtrack. That memory has a soundtrack to it, right?
That White Zombie album. Wow.
Dun, 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 dun. We were basically doing a Wayne's World thing at the one time. Everybody in the car was just giving it.
I don't know. Mean Street, whenever I hear Mean Street, I just immediately think of somebody punching somebody in the face. You know?
And that kid going.
Yeah, just like that album cover. That's immediately what I think of anytime I hear that.
Can we get more or no?
You can probably do a little more.
If you break it down into a lesson.
Right.
How's that go?
Nice touch.
Gotta
Had
get
to
the
get
flange in
had to
her.
get my leg out from under my ass to hit the pedal. Sorry.
Nice.
Your third leg.
Oh, it's a bird's nest.
See, for
Every-
me, it's not necessarily driving. So I want to have that one on my headphones on my Walkman while I'm strutting down the main
Right.
drag.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn it. You,
Everybody wants something huge in the
everybody wants
summer.
some huge in
That's
the
what she
summer.
said.
Okay. That's,
I'll be honest with you, fellas. I heard that first in the movie before I actually heard it off an album.
Better Off Dead.
Yeah. My little cheeseburger
Now-
with the shark guitar.
How unconvincing was that with the rebuild of that Camaro? I mean, that thing was a hunk of junk.
Wasn't
They
that a
pulled
John
it in
Hughes movie
there.
or one of those things? I mean, come
Yes.
on, right?
She has
Gotta
like
give
an
him some credit. I mean, my
adjustable
dad-
wrench and a yeah, and a paper towel, and she restores his car.
My dad would rip apart everything. Like the Dukes of Hazzard. That old big taxi cab, that's not a hot rod. You know, like, yeah, he was the first guy to take down any kind of automotive continuity that was out of touch in a movie. It kind of ruined a lot of things for me. But it taught you a lot about how cars actually work. Just saying.
Andy Carson says, "Tie Your Mother Down" is a good driving
yeah,
song.
Andy. Awesome.
CC says he just listens to the motor these days, unless in the wife's car. Then it's full blast tunes. Skyprop says the pointing kid reminds him of Alex Van Halen. This one here?
Well, now I can't unsee that.
Right?
It's the face punching one for me.
Yeah.
The one where he's bloodying his nose and
Yep.
his eyes are all
Yep.
X'd out.
That's like the
So
whole...
if Alex is watching and pointing his finger, who's laying down the beats?
Kurt.
Who's this over here? Is
I
that...
blame Kurt. I haven't seen Kurt. Where the hell? Oh, there he is. Kurt. About time. Who's your boy? You notice I got some going on?
34 thumbs up from Kurt. Right on, man.
That's awesome.
You're my
And then when I get really professional and I get my mug, I'll have an under the bus beer mug.
There you go. Let's see. Just looking through the chat here. Cool Breeze says, thanks to you, John and Ryan, I have my wet, dry, wet up and going. Right on. Going out of the
Excellent.
sewer to a parallelizer to SDE 3000 EVH to H9 to my Ampeg for VH 140C stereo combo. My dry metal is EVH 5156L6 combo. Wow.
Never
Very cool,
going
man.
back, are you, brother?
That's glorious.
Yep.
Yeah, you're never going back.
I want
You got a webcam? The email address is in the description. Mm-hmm. Jump on a show.
Come
Let us
on,
check
show
it
that
out.
stuff off, man.
Show it off.
Yeah,
man. Show and
absolutely.
tell.
Very cool.
Sounds great.
Mr. Franklin has a question for you, John. Do you use the loop on the SDE for your effects, or you have everything in line?
No, it's because I have the parallelizer or whatever it's called. You just basically do a stereo rig with a dry one, and then you use your mixer on the parallelizer to do your blend. So you can take your H90 and your SDE 3000 and get that intensity going, and then you can actually blend in your dry mix to your wet cabs. So it's the same idea, because that whole thing with the SDE pedal was that it wasn't really wet, dry, wet. It was wet,
Mix,
mix,
dry,
yeah.
mix. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wet.
So
yeah.
I mix in, honestly. I got a heavy mix of my dry in. I'm about at 3 o'clock with my dry mix on that. Because I just don't like it all that super wet. But you can totally control it with the parallelizer.
Now, what kind of effect would you want to put in the loop there, Mr. Franklin? Because, like I do, I'm sure John does, all the phaser, flanger, wah, and all that goes into the dry first, just like you normally would, into the front of the amp. So, I guess if you had if you had a reverb or something that you liked, you could put it in that effects loop. It'd be interesting to see how it sounded.
Yeah.
Then you got to deal with pre and post processing and kill dry and all that nonsense, right?
Mm-hmm. You never know unless you plug.
You can do it, absolutely.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Quentin is back from Wendy's, or was it Alice or Sally? Welcome back, Quentin.
Did you like the video I sent you?
Whataburger.
I sent him
Jump
the
ahead a
ultimate.
couple here.
I sent him the ultimate posh.
He who shall not be seen. Good to see you. And Freewheel Burning Live.
What's going on, Mr. Robertson?
brother. What's
Welcome
up?
in, man.
Oh, Robbie.
He says, I am not here, was never here, you don't know me. Freewheel Burning Live. Right on.
Freewheel Burning.
Robbie.
Play it proud there, Robbie. You're here. We love
Yes,
you.
sir. Everybody is welcome here. I don't care who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Nobody's banned.
But I sent. Sorry to go back to what I was saying.
Even the moderators
Sorry to
don't ban
interrupt, John.
anybody.
I was. I'm a kind of a foodie. You can tell by the size of me. I sent Quentin a French version of a bacon sandwich today. The recipe. So I'm wondering what he thought of that.
Really? Did it have bacon?
It did. It had a couple of kinds of bacon and
Nice.
special sauce and all that stuff.
There we go. Mr. Franklin says, that's right. All my effects from my pedal board. Yeah,
So you're
any-
running those through the loop or in the just straight into the front?
Yeah, anything that you normally run to the front, just continue to do that.
Yeah.
Except delay. Well, depends. Depends.
Well, I mean, you could have a delay in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an
It's like an
Echoplex kinda
Echoplex, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You gotta just... You gotta experiment. That's the only
Well,
thing
it
I can say.
depends. Yeah, you got to get what you want, right?
Yeah.
You'll know what go. You just have to put things in order and figure out what works best for your sound, for your amp, and you'll know. You'll know.
You may never know. You might find something unique that somebody else has never tried to do, and it sounds amazing.
It's funny though because I see these guys with these massive boards, right? They have harmonic trims, non-harmonic trims, and this and that, and all the other stuff. And it's like, unless you have specific songs in a set that you're playing where all those things in, I mean, really, it's delay, harmonizer, so anything, so reverbs, delays, pitch shifting, all that stuff.
Modulation
for me,
kind of stuff.
And then all the rest of it is just a phaser in front, just my EVH kind of setup.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine putting anything else in there.
Well, you got to have a lot of folks have to have their wah. You got to have,
yeah, that's fine.
maybe some type of a, what am I thinking of? A swirl, like a Leslie.
You can do that out of the harmonizer, though.
Can you?
Of course. You can do that out of yours. You've got one of the best ones on the face of the planet in that thing.
I just put it on the one setting that I wanted, and I was done.
Yeah.
One trick pony.
But you can do it all through MIDI switching, right?
Yeah.
So really, you can have two pedals. If you didn't like all this EVH stuff in the front, you could have two pedals, a MIDI switcher, and then you're done. That's it.
Yep.
compressor or a fuzz in front or something like that, right?
Yep.
But
Whatever works for everybody, I guess.
yeah. What did everybody think of the Kurt Hammett? Sorry, the Kurt Hammett interview with.
I was watching it this
Seattle.
morning, man. Funny you said that. I was watching it this morning, and I maybe watched 15, 20 minutes of it, and then I had to switch it off. Sorry.
Why?
I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it.
Why did you switch it off? Al?
Because I was going to tell you guys after the show, but my wife got my attention this morning. And,
Okay, so you didn't turn it off because you hate Kurt Hammett.
He had other
yeah,
things
more
that needed
important.
immediate
Took me-
attention. Yeah.
More
Took me
pressing.
3 tries to get through that.
she got out of the
Like a
shower, and the
40
towel
minute,
dropped.
Half an hour,
and-
half
yeah.
an hour.
There he goes. Yeah. Yada yada. Here we are today, right?
Yep.
Isn't that the Elaine thing? She got out of the towel.
I had to mention it because you just
the towel dropped. Yada yada, and here we are.
Yeah. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
But getting back to the pedal board, as long as you're not doing
Sunday,
this,
fun day.
when you're doing your switching your pedal board on and off.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
You know, I'm the biggest guy here that doesn't like Kurt's lead playing or any of his playing at all. But watching it, he seems like a nice guy, and he's coming from the
no,
right
he's a
place,
nice
and-
guy. You know what?
And he didn't play the wah the whole time. He was there for damn near 2 hours and didn't
Yeah,
play
I
the wah.
didn't
He
see-
had
I
one
haven't
there.
haven't
I have to
gotten
say
through all of
something
it
to
yet,
that because I was one of the on my last show that I used to do. I used to bash Kirk Hammett all the time, and a friend of mine said, "You know what? You said it best." He goes, "You were right when you said this comment." I said that when we were playing in the late '80s and early '90s, there was magnificent guitar players coming out. And, you can love or hate Inve. You can love or hate Vinnie Moore and Tony McAlpine. And I can just name them. Jason Becker. I mean, people don't hate Jason Becker. I'll leave that one alone.
Yeah.
He's
We're not gonna
magnificent,
open that one up.
awesome guitar player. But a lot of players just didn't like that, the whole shred thing. And I was amazed by that. And then Kirk Hammett came out, and I remember telling my friends back then that I said, it's a good thing Kirk Hammett is around because it gives the new starting guitar players a chance. Does that sound bad?
No.
My friend understood it. He said, "You know what? You're right," because he wasn't really into leads. He was my rhythm guitar player, and he would play lead guitar, and he knew that he wasn't going to be at this level that everyone was at that time. And he said, "You know what? Instead of hating everyone, because he started catching himself going, oh, you want to be like Inve, oh, you're going to be like Vinny, you're going to play like all these play." He started realizing, you know what? I can't play at that level. I'm not going to hate them. And then we started listening to Metallica and love Metallica. And I said, those solos, some of them are really great. They're melodic. If you can hum to it and you can remember those solos, those are great solos. When you hear anything from Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets and Justice, if you can remember those solos and hum them, those are great solos. I mean, anything after that, it's just him with wah-wah and blues, soloing.
wanking.
And he's just wanking it, yeah.
Part
But
of the fun with that interview was hearing him talk about those old days and kind of reliving that initial.
yeah,
I mean, for me, that was the smelling salts.
Well, the
was
first,
there.
the one thing, like, again, I can't even write to 20 minutes or something like that into it, but I got to the part
put the
where
time in when you can.
he did a full stop and he said, you know what? Being in a band with James is the most frustrating, rewarding, and hardest thing on my ego as a player because James is so good. So, he's given props where it's due.
yeah.
And I don't know. I've got
No
almost
spoilers,
like
but
a
there's
little
some
more.
cliffage coming up,
I love Metallica up to the end of the Black album. Then it just kind of went away. But I've never
Load
never
and
been a
Reload
fan.
really killed it for me, but I'd still go see him live.
But I've never been a fan of Kurt's playing, right? Which is fine. It doesn't mean he's bad or anything like that. It's just not my cup of tea.
Right.
Right.
But to hear him talk about the origins of the band,
That's good, Nelson.
and where he kind of fits into the whole thing, and how much respect he has for the process, and
Yeah.
the rest of the guys in the band. Look, I'm interested to listen to the next, whatever it is, hour and a half of the interview.
Yeah,
too.
it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, exactly. That's.
I mean,
yeah,
Rick
yeah.
has brought the interview of a musician to such a level now because he has the process and the understanding of how it all works. He's not just
Yeah.
a journalist.
Exactly.
He really gets
Right,
into
right.
some of the nitty gritty with the fellas. I've really been enjoying it.
Yeah, 'cause
Even
Kurt was
Nuno-
talking about-
I'm not a Nuno fan, but the Nuno interview was great. And watching Nuno play like a kid in a candy store at the end of that
Yeah.
with all of Rick's collection. It would have been nice to maybe see Kurt at his place. Not in a foreign land. And I kind of wondered to myself, why wasn't James there? To have the two of them would have been next level.
Yeah.
No, but I have to agree with you with Rick Beato when you said that he understands. When he had John Petrucci and
Right? Tosin Abasi.
Tosin
Tosin
Abasi
and Devin.
and Devin Townsend, which I love Devin Townsend.
Right.
And
Good
he was,
representative of Canada.
he was able to
Didn't Kurt.
understand
I did not see
and
that.
play with the amps and so forth. And for Rick Beato, he understands all that. It's gear talk. And he gets it. And Kurt was talking about how the Marshall amps, and they went into the
Not
Mesa
so far,
Boogie.
Q.
I don't know if I don't mean to spoil it for anybody, but I got to that part where he was talking about how they went from the Marshalls and when they
Right
went to the
before I
Mesa
kinda
Boogie gear,
ended up, yeah.
Mesa Boogie
Yeah.
gear, and
Mark
I understand
IICs.
Rick understands that whole Mark IIC Plus, and he knows what all
yeah.
those amps mean. That's why I got the rack, the whole Triaxis thing, man, because of that whole James Hetfield and John Petrucci. But anyways,
See, this is the
I
thing
digress.
here. Everyone makes fun of him, but he can wipe his tears with $100 bills.
well, yeah,
But
man.
see, it's not about that, really. I mean, it's
And he doesn't come across that way at all.
he doesn't hit me like EVH hits me, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And,
fair enough.
and to me, he's
Well, evidently,
always
there's many people out there that he does.
Well, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, man.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. He can wipe his tears. And you know what? Every time I see comments like that, I always think of. I don't know if you guys recently saw this. It's on the YouTubes with Marty Freeman jamming with Megadeth.
Yeah. He went to. Was
I
it
think
Blackman?
that I think that whole era with Marty Freeman at that
Rest in
time
peace
was
is gold.
just
That's a Desert Island album. For
Marty
sure.
Freeman
Maybe that should
is
be our homework for
excellent.
Thursday. Come up with your Desert Island album.
right. Rest in peace is just there.
Yeah, Rust is a great album.
Didn't we do that already?
We did. Yeah.
Maybe can we redo it?
We could talk about it.
We got more people in the conversation now. I'm just saying.
So Nelson had a bit of a earthquake. He said he's all good. Obviously, he's got power back.
Well, isn't there some kind of rain happening there too? Some kind
some
of a
hurricane,
West
man,
Coast
man.
freaking hurricane
think
thing.
Jim Ray said he had a little bit
Hillary's
of a...
coming to get you.
Hillary's entered to that. That's right.
Mr. Single, I'm returning to the shadows. I would say goodbye if I was here. This message will self-destruct 10 seconds.
Boom.
If
Right
you
on,
should
Robbie.
choose to
Catch you
accept it.
later.
Yeah.
Right on, Robbie.
You're always
brother.
welcome here, brother.
Nameless friend.
Always.
Love you, brother.
Be loud and proud, buddy.
Tom says James is a 10. Kurt is a 0.5.
Well, the thing with James is that rock
for
solid
me,
rhythm.
yeah, I'm not disagreeing with
What's
you,
up,
Tom,
Lars?
at all. He just seems like he kind of knows and appreciates his spot in that band, from what I'm getting so far.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they're freaking 5-6 years older than me, and they're still doing it. I couldn't imagine. Well, I guess they're doing it every weekend. So they got the weeks off. They're working the weekends. They're making a killing. And it's a huge deal, right? The production on this last round of tour is going to be
Oh, they're selling 135,000 tickets.
160,000 people in MetLife Stadium over the weekend.
There you go, right? So,
160,000 people.
Kurt says he gave some huge props to Cliff, saying that they were at their peak, and who knows where the band would be if Cliff never
No
passed.
spoilers. No spoilers. They're trying to be vague.
no, it's fine.
That's all right, man. Everyone's gonna watch it eventually, but
You know,
that
those-
should have been
Practice
Kurt's sponge.
Practice
we used-
routine.
We used to have a thing in the office where, like, all the shows and stuff that we would watch, there's like a 2 or 3 day thing, and then after that,
Embargo.
You're on your own. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't got to it by then, to hell with you.
Cece asked, does anyone think a good promoter would ever put together a Monsters of Rock again, like back in the day?
No,
Or did I
it's
miss it?
Good
got to be
question.
all rap and
Well,
hip-hop.
I think that it's
Those
just not.
festivals are
it's
doing
just-
well in Europe and even in the States. There's the Rocklahoma and there's still lots.
But
of
right now in the
festivals,
United
but they turned it into
States,
a
man,
war.
I don't know.
Can it be lucrative? I mean, can you really?
Look,
is it going to be more expensive to
I
put
think
it
it's
on
big
than
in
they would-
Canada. I think it's big in Mexico, and I think it's big in Europe.
Well,
Just a
you're
few weeks ago, Ryan
You're totally
was showing
wrong,
us
R2.
in a show that
it's
that
not
festival
big in
that was
North.
coming
It's
up.
not big in North
No?
America at all. No. South
So I know in
America,
Mexico
Europe-
they're huge.
No,
I
North
mean,
America is
Mexico, 1 million people
dead.
show up for a concert. It's ridiculous.
The rest of the world is wide open, man. Europeans love
I've been
it. The
I've been seeing a lot
Asian
of things in
countries love it.
Mexico, man. Where I'm a that's why I was
Mexico's
assuming
North is North America. No,
North
you get
America.
you get past Central America down into Brazil and all that. They're epically.
epic.
problem
Yeah.
with doing that in today's world would be the cost of the logistics. Could you imagine putting a Monsters of Rock show together with all these bands that all have to have their own jets and they're all going off to all these different places? Something like that's it's gonna be expensive. Well, I guess that's what Metallica's kind of doing. I mean, they've got what 4 or 5 bands every night, 2 nights in a row with no repeats.
Oh, they do, eh?
Yeah, that's the deal.
I
And they play
didn't
on the
know
weekends,
that,
and they're
no.
going here, and they're going there, and they're going. And they've got the 2 years laid out, right?
Oh, good for them.
What was
6
that
months
big
here,
festival
6
that
months in
we
Europe, 6 months here?
just talked about? A
South
big
America.
festival the other day in Virginia
did.
somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the name of that? But yeah, there was like what
Blue
4?
Mountain,
Blue Ridge Music
Blue
Festival.
Ridge, and
something.
it's
Yeah.
got to be something with a ridge. If it doesn't have a ridge in it, it's not big.
So I mean, there is stuff going on, but
Yeah,
I just don't think that you. I mean, obviously Metallica could do it, but there's just not the music that there used to be like in the '80s. You know, you don't have your Van Halen, your Def Leppard, your all those.
Def Leppard did a pretty good
Poison
run in
and-
the last couple of years. Just saying,
Yeah, but
they made more money in the last 2 years than they have in their whole careers.
I don't think people
Not here in the States.
don't consume music like they used to back then. You know, it used to be like a religious experience. The new album came out. You rushed down, you got it, you came home, you listened to it.
Right.
Now it's
Reading
like,
the- reading the- all the
I'll download
stuff
that
and
for
liners.
$1.49.
Tommy,
Yeah.
please be honest. Tommy's adding a lot to the conversation here.
Let's see. He is a channel member.
Yeah.
What are you asking?
Reminds me of the comment John made about Metallica. If you go back to Kill 'Em All, most of those Kill 'Em All riffs, even though played on the album by Kirk Hammett, were Mustaine riffs. Just saying.
Yeah, and leads. Some of them, the
And that
leads.
first
I
Megadeth
don't-
album, how did that cut? I mean, it came out and it
Somebody
mechanics,
gave me a
things-
chance to sit down with Kurt Hammond and play with him. I just it's just not my thing, and it's not like he can't play, and he's none of that at all.
I don't know.
It's just
You might be
completely-
surprised.
No, but if you listen to Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and some of
I
the
attribute
Justice
all
for All,
that stuff
Kill 'Em All.
to
man,
to James, right?
Yeah. Well, and Cliff, like that earlier comment. I mean, what if
Yep.
that stupid bus didn't fucking fly off the road?
but they
There's more stuff coming up in the Beato interview that, I mean, Cliff played.
they played rock
a detuned
paper scissors or
acoustic
something
guitar
for that bunk bed, man. That
He
Kirk
wrote
always talks
music
about that would have been
on
him.
acoustic.
That should have been him. You ever heard that when he said
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they were going?
They
They were
switched bunks.
They switched bunks, and it was supposed to be Kurt and that one, and they were like rock, paper, scissors or whatever, and I guess Cliff.
So CC
Lost
says,
and-
I think the USA is a sleeping giant right now for Monsters of Rock. But who's going to be on the bill?
Who's gonna?
Who's going to play it? Who's going to be there?
Exactly. All us.
Right,
You know?
man.
I think with everybody sitting around watching
Dawkins,
the Def Leppard
Slaughter.
Motley Crue Stadium Tour cruise around and Metallica cruise around and
Well,
make this big money doing the
let's
stadium
get a
shows.
let's get a list in the chat
Do a
of,
poll.
of,
Okay, well,
of who would be on the bill for a big, huge Monsters of Rock.
remember those bands that were huge,
here it is.
Slaughter
Whoa,
and
right
all those
here.
guys. They Rocklahoma, whatever they call it. They were big, but they were just in Oklahoma, and if you notice, it's just a small crowd, man. It's nostalgia. I don't know. That's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, so I think it would just be way too expensive. Like Skyprop, imagine the ticket
It's gonna
prices
be
for a show.
$1,000
Like,
weekend.
yeah, well, I mean, come on, you're gonna get. I mean, say you had Metallica, you had Kiss, you
Pantera,
had
My Finger Death
Pantera.
Well, we're looking to
Mammoth.
go see Tool here recently, and it's $500.
Yeah. So imagine the ticket price for all those bands.
That's nuts, man.
You know,
Come
they're-
on.
Isn't that crazy?
Like that.
$500?
No way.
John shopping in the bowl.
No.
If you go into the rafters, you'll get a ticket for 150, 160 bucks. But you're in the rafters. And
Well,
with
if you're
that
going to
said,
be in the
can usually
rafters,
spend
you
the
might
first
as
half
well.
of the show.
You just listening to it on the radio. You know,
Right,
Just
across
like-
the stage, Ryan. You work your way in to
I
as
want
far
to
as you can
be
get before
where
you
I
get
can
turned
see
around.
where the guitar player is putting his fingers. Otherwise, no, thank you.
If I'm going to a live show, I'm going to a live show. I'm not doing the cheap seats or any of that nonsense. And
Yeah.
I've many good shows have come through police, all that stuff, where
I've got
the
a pile of
asking
old tickets,
price is
50,
just
60
too
bucks.
high for me.
The
Right?
last
general
show I
admission
went
floor
to
ticket.
was Van Halen in 2007, and I paid $70.50.
Yeah, I think I went to that.
That's it.
I-
That's the best show ever. If anybody
was
can play
terrible.
better than these guys, I'll play more than $100. But
and it was terrible. The one that I went to was not good.
oh, this was a great show.
No, it was
I'll
awful.
read that.
This was a great show.
Pantera at the Commodore, best concert ever.
Kurt 5150 says Van Halen had 3 different stages and triple the trucks and double the crew because it took so long to put that stage together for Monsters of Rock. They didn't make money.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
can
they've
you
got the
imagine that?
logistics down a little better now.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Today,
And I was
though?
there at the Seattle show, and it was great. Mm-hmm. What I remember of it, I was like 15 or something like that.
Wow.
But
I think the world's in a different
Scotty
place
was
now.
there too. Scotty Brockaway was there.
You got bands canceling tours in Europe. You got all kinds of turmoil in Eastern Europe.
Monsters of Rock residency in Vegas.
Tell you-
There we go.
Tell you one
Are
thing,
they
they won't be
canceling
playing
over in
Moscow.
Europe? Are they canceling over in Europe as well, Trev?
Anthrax canceled their whole European thing because the logistics and the cost of
American
the
gag
lodging and
over
everything
there, yeah.
versus the ticket prices, it was a bust.
But it
Yeah.
it seems like the European, basically anything outside of North America, the scenes are for our stuff is just.
Well, it's
epic.
because
It's
they've
great.
become the new, sorry Ryan, don't take me behind the shed, Rolling Stones. I mean, I remember the Rolling Stones tickets in the late 90s being a couple $100. Right? I mean, a normal ticket would cost you 60 or 80 bucks. So at that time, the Stones were stupid expensive, but that was, 25 years ago.
Okay, we got some stuff rolling in. Joe says Slipknot would be on the bill. They're on that.
Well, they do Knot Fest, which is in itself a Monsters of Rock. Fight me on it. I mean, come on, that's a festival amongst festivals. Knot Fest is ridiculous if you want to have a weekend's worth of fun.
Yeah.
But again, it's not going to be cheap.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, like Cece says, the demand would be there if bands would show, but it would take ungodly amounts of money to get these popular bands that
Right.
I don't know.
So we got to go to the little festivals that have local talent, new up and comers. But then, of course, that's all music we've never heard before. And we're grumpy old men now. We don't
Yeah.
like that. Get off my lawn. Play me some Van Halen. Fuckface.
You sound like Led Zeppelin.
Cool Breeze wants to know, what do I need to play online once the wet dry wet rig is complete? Mics, cameras, internet interface unit, etc.
Action.
Guess it
Three
depends on how.
SM57s and a Roadcaster 2
Is there
Pro.
a banner? Is there a banner for the Roadcaster or?
Yep. Roadcaster 2
you
Pro,
have to get that
three
$30,000
SM57s, and Logitech Brio. That's
Yeah.
what I'm using.
Yep.
Trev, grab me a beer.
If you want
wanna
the
go-
easiest solution.
Yeah. If you want to go nuts, then go ahead, Ryan. Tell them you're.
I mean, need is funny. Question, right? It depends. How much money do you have? What do you want to
Right.
spend? I've got a
Right.
Focusrite 2i2. I've got one microphone going with a stupid kit that came with an arm and a microphone and a set of headphones. I got another mic on the cab in the 412 with the Marshall here, and I
But you're
can
not
make
running
noise.
wet, dry, wet, Trev.
I'm not running a wet, dry, wet. I've got two inputs. One's this one, one's that one, and I can't
Well, I
balance
mean,
them or one
You've got
or
three
any of that
inputs.
fancy
You always
stuff.
have three inputs.
Again,
But
it
it's
all
a
comes
couple
down
$100
to what you're trying to accomplish. Are you going to get on, just somebody's show and go, "Hey, I'm playing here," and then never
I'm
get
glad
on
I'm wearing
again?
this shirt.
Just use the iPhone if you're going to do that. I mean, set up an iPhone and
They're
get your
remarkably
room.
good at picking up loud.
Yeah.
I mean, the bootleg footage these days with cameras at concerts versus even 10 years ago,
Wonder how mine would
the
sound.
mics are so much better at compression when there's loudness in the air. I mean, they sound way better.
Shall we do an
200
experiment
pedals.
for
Holy
science?
Christ.
That was
let's
cool
do it.
watching last night at Fruitcake Tony. Glenn Hughes, man. Damn. This guy, he's got the pipes.
Gotta pee again.
Hey, who's that? Hey, welcome, man.
Oh,
What's your name? What's your name?
Let's try this for science.
For science. Try it now. I've muted your main channel.
Yeah, underwater.
Wait, let's check his settings and make sure he's got the proper echo
He's in the
cancellation
agua.
off. Automatically adjust volume off. Dime the mic volume. See what you got.
I'll go right to that.
It would be better if it was louder in the room.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I can
that's
speak
probably
from
why.
experience. I've been in this basement when he's turned it up to 5, and it's glorious.
Yeah. Then the wife's like, turn it down!
He got clearance first. She agreed. No problem. You have fun, hon. You have fun. Love you.
Turn it down.
All right, now we got to unmute you. I'll do it. I'm on it. Here, let me go. Unmute. Ryan's back.
I couldn't tell how that sounded at all.
It was very quiet, but it didn't suck.
Right?
At first it was
Again, we had to
underwater,
uncheck
but
the
then Trev
boxes
fixed
and
it.
turn your- yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just an iPhone would work. I mean,
Again,
in a
so
pinch.
your volume right now is at 2 and a bit.
Yeah. On the amps, you mean?
I was
On the
saying
amp,
that-
yeah.
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 And so at 5, with the iPhone where it was, would work.
Well, yeah, because
I
it
was
would be
telling the
blowing
kids how I got
my
I
hat
got to
off.
spend some time with you while you turned your amps up and adjusted your
I
settings.
can only imagine at 5, dude. Oh my goodness. If I turn this thing at 5, oh,
Yep.
everyone
I
in my
turn this
town
past
could hear
5 weekly.
Yep.
it. Dude. That's like that plexi.
We're due for a thrashing. Actually,
We got Scott Brockway is here, channel member. Welcome in.
right on,
What's
Scotty.
up, man?
Next Sunday, I'll go on with my voice being through the webcam mic, and then we'll set up the 2i2 for a dimed Marshall where I can switch my audio inputs and see what we can come up with. I'll dime a Marshall for you. I love you guys.
That'd be a good one for Monsters of Rock. Would be AC/DC for sure.
Always. I want to
Yeah,
see Alice in
Tom.
Chains, but they're coming with Guns N' Roses, which makes the ticket price stupid spicy.
Right. So here's a lineup from Frank C. He says Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard, Poison, Mammoth, Lita Ford for Monsters of Rock. Who else? Would you go? Would you go? If
I
there
have
was
no interest in seeing any of those.
Any of
bands,
those?
To be honest with you.
What about if Kiss was on the docket?
I'll always go
Again.
see Def Leppard. And to be honest with you, during the last stadium tour at BC Place Arena, Def Leppard sounded the best. Motley Crue was louder, but Def Leppard had a good mix. And I was sitting up in the rafters at that point because we got booted from the seats down near the stage where we infiltrated for the first half of the show. Because that's what you do at a concert, right? Go as far as you can until they say, hey, who are you? What are you doing here? Where's your ticket? Oh, no, you're supposed to be up there. Oh, sorry. There.
So here's a different approach to this. CC says, what musicians would be the driving force to make the promoter stop the greed and make it happen?
I think it's going to be when musicians start to do their thing. No, we talk about Monsters of Rock. We're all friends here. Most of us probably watch Ola. Did you watch Ola's adventures when he went to the Petrucci camp out in Florida?
Yeah.
That
I did.
I mean, that would be even a better experience. I mean, if you're going to go for a penny, go for a pound. Let's go for 3 or 4 days, spend a few grand, but get to go to seminars with Guthrie Govan. Are you kidding me? And that girl from Brazil that played the guitar was amazing. I can't remember her name now.
She's like
Lori or what?
Right?
It's
Yeah.
not Lori
She's an-
Biasio. It's the other one. Yeah.
Holy moly!
she's an attorney. Yeah.
So something like that. I
Depends,
mean,
though,
there's
because
those
in
things
this
out there.
kind of
Steve Vai
scenario-
does his little camp out thing too, where you can go to the Vai Academy or whatever they call it.
You're not going to get the masses, right? You want musicians to be the driving force to make the promoter stop.
Would you
It's-
rather spend twice the much and hang out with 100 people with these people, or go?
No,
and spend,
but you're
go
gonna- you're
to a
only gonna
concert
get
with
us.
10,000 people.
We're only going to get us, right? You're not going to get hundreds of thousands or
Yeah,
fifties of thousands.
This is the
Quality,
free
not
music that
quantity.
you get. So,
Yeah, I think that's the girl, Tommy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
she's
see.
great.
Right.
Lori Basilio. Yeah,
Basilio. Yeah.
yeah.
That was her.
She's
That's it.
pretty easy on the eyes too. Not that
And we're
matters
talking-
in
we're-
any way, shape, or form.
But she looked
Yeah.
so graceful on the guitar and the way she was moving. I mean, making those notes. And that's one of the things about watching some of these Instagram guitar girls and stuff. You know, being a 200-pound, 6'2" guy, you think of all the effort I'm throwing down on the neck and the grip, and I'm trying to loosen up on that and become. Because you watch them and they're just graceful. I mean,
Seem to
she's
be
5'2"
putting a lot
and
of-
100 pounds soaking wet, and she's just dancing around the fingerboard, and it sounds heavy as F.
You seem to be putting a lot of effort into that smoke you got going. That's about what I see.
So here's another take. Here's another take or thought though. All these bands that you would get for Monsters of Rock, they're going to be older bands, right? So the fan base is going to be older. So I know that I don't want to go stand out somewhere for 2 days watching a concert that I've paid $800 for. I'm just going to pop in a DVD and watch them on TV. So how many people do you think would be willing to pay that amount of money, go stand out in the
I mean, if
hot
you spend
sun?
$200 at home for a weekend and sit there and watch all their stuff in your multimedia happy place, where you got your best screens with all good sounds and stuff.
We do
Versus
that
even
on a
going out. That'd be
whiskey
a good poll.
weekend, man.
Well, but that's different because I'm not going out. I'm going to your house. And,
Yeah,
and
but
when I'm
we
there,
get
I
all
feel
the
at home, and we're
entertainment
just
and-
hanging out at home, doing our fun stuff at home. We're not out and about taking taxis from one pub to the other, trying to,
Not into it, man.
you know, no.
Yeah.
Wheel
And
Ozzy
you know
out
what
there.
though? That's part of getting older though too, right? We get, or at
You
least
do
I do.
what
Anyways,
suits you
I
and
get a
what you
lot
like.
more particular and a lot more.
Why the fuck would I want to do that? Why the hell do I want to go
Right?
downtown to Maine and Hastings to watch fucking band play at the rickshaw? Are you kidding me?
Like we're gonna go see Peter. And you guys can laugh at me. Peter Gabriel's been one of my
100%
favorites
is.
since.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to
So
say Peter
he's
North,
coming-
but
I don't think he's touring.
Anyways, the same rules apply if it's Peter North. But
we just stopped at Peter, and I'm like, wait, where were we going with this?
We're gonna go see him in February, right? And I want my kids. I'd forced it that they're coming to see this.
That'd be a
This is
great
part of your
experience,
family
man.
It's in Vancouver, which is an hour away from me. tops, right?
I'm sure you love.
without-
well,
without
we're
any
getting.
nonsense.
know
You
what?
love Peter and Genesis era, right?
I love all of it, right? So
Yeah.
we're gonna get a hotel, which is $500, and the tickets for us. So it's a $1,200 evening.
Who cares,
really?
man? Yeah, just
For us,
That's
to me is
cool.
worth
Family
it, though.
experience.
But you know what? I'm gonna go to the hotel. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna go in the pool and have some nice food and some drinks, and then we'll take a cab to the event. We will watch as much of it as we want, and then when we leave, we will walk out, get into a cab, go back, go to sleep. Done. I don't know who else is out there that I'm willing to spend that kind of cabbage on. You know, Sting or Police maybe for me, because I never did get to see them, right? But I'm thinking about Tool. Tool's $500. It's like
I've seen them twice already, and it's
so
good.
many
Danny
good
Carey's drum
recordings and
solos live are so good. Hearing the percussion when it's actually hitting you.
But I've been watching live stuff from their last tour, which was phenomenal
Yeah.
and great footage
Yeah.
and all
I think
the
the
rest
last
of
time
it.
I
It's
saw
like,
Tool, he was naked. I don't know.
I
That
don't
was a long
I
time
don't-
ago.
I don't know that I want to spend that kind of money to
I've,
see.
And I only paid $30 for it. Thank God.
well, see, I've been hearing this too. Like Frank C says, I'm hearing cover bands are raking in more money than artists whose songs they're playing.
Charging a third as
Yeah.
much or a quarter as much.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I mean,
And-
they
and
got
I
they
mean-
got the van that they're
Right
piling
back.
into and going city to city, and you know they're
And that's
playing
the
to
point of the live
what?
music is to be there with the live music, hearing the acoustics, the percussion, all that experience. And if it's going to cost you, I'm not opposed to buying something that's 50% off.
Can I just point something out here? I love Tom to the nth degree. He's one of the OGs here, and I love him to death. But he's like, I wouldn't do this and I wouldn't do that. And he's like, he wouldn't pay $20 to see Tool live. I mean, come on. You honestly,
you,
man, you
it's
got to
worth
see
it.
Danny Carey.
For anything
For $20.
I would pay $150. I'd pay $150 without any hassles as far as parking and
Yeah.
So Bo is willing to rent an RV and camp out.
Love the fact that you're outspoken.
I'm going to
Tom.
rent an RV and come and camp out at your house, Bo. We're planning that trip for next summer, right? We got the Exodus going. Not the band, but an actual journey to Bo's house.
Scott would be willing to pay $80 max for a festival.
See, and that's part of the reason why we're gray now. Because back in my day,
Cool
you
Breeze
don't forget
says,
you're paying $5 for a bag of chips and $4 for a loaf of bread. Now everything's double.
he says right now this show is my concert. It's twice a week and it's free or $4.99.
And we appreciate
month.
the effort.
We appreciate all you guys.
Thank you, man.
We
Yep.
do. We love this. So Tommy says he
It
would
really
get
brings
detention.
a warm, fuzzy feeling, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this community.
So Tommy says he would get detention once a week for speaking his mind in Catholic school. I'll do you one better, brother. My parents thought it would be a great idea to send me to an evangelical Pentecostal thing,
Jeebus.
and I would get. They actually had like a cricket
Hit you with a
paddle.
ruler or a strap?
No, a cricket paddle to hit you with.
Bastards.
Well, that
Bastard.
happened.
I'd punch
that
him right in
happened
the
once,
face.
and I was done with it. So,
Right.
I
Today
we're,
the kids
we're
call that the
kindred
hot
spirits,
wings.
Tommy.
Hot wings.
Kindred
Crazy.
spirits.
But
That's
at
nuts, man.
least he says he loves
I got
Peter
the strap
Gabriel
twice.
along with you.
I went to church with nuns.
Yeah.
There was a priest there. We do the Exodus
That's
to do our
amazing.
first communions and all
Yeah.
that crap.
You guys would talk about that. I'm going to just say something real quick. Make it brief.
See, Andy.
My mom told me that when she got
Stay safe,
punished, they made her kneel on bottle caps.
Nice. How
Why
was
wouldn't
that?
you just put Lego
Picture
on
that.
the floor? I guess it's cheaper than Lego.
Right?
Let's move on from that. Otherwise, I'm going to start
Right.
talking about religion and all that stuff, which we don't do here.
Scott saying he can find a lot better stuff to spend $500 on. He'd get one of his guitars refretted.
Or you can buy a whole new guitar. Because those are U.S.
what was
dollars.
that?
That's $800 Canadian.
Oh, that's weird. It's always R2.
Bo said after
Forgot.
watching
That's-
Tony's show yesterday, he
Come
picked
on, man.
up
It's
tickets
good-
for
good times.
Glenn Hughes and Ingve VIP for September 15th.
Killer. That should
Right
be
on.
good.
VIP. I mean, any concert VIP is where you want to be.
Listen specifically when you are watching Yngwie play. And I heard someone tell me this, and they said that he used to want to be a violinist. So
Okay.
he plays guitar like he would play a violin. So next time you listen to an Yngwie song, listen to it and imagine it like a violin player playing, and you'll never get that out of your head because it always sounds like violin notes.
Exactly. Not Kirk Hammett.
Not Kirk
It's another guy though, right? It's like unbelievable chops and all the rest
Right?
of it. It's just
Scallop
No, thanks.
fretboard.
Well, it's
Not my
like
thing.
butt cheeks left. It's like, don't need to see him.
yeah, exactly right. I would be exactly the same.
I would too. Yep.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, no, you got a little different vibe, which is cool, man. Absolutely. If it doesn't hit you, just
I would love to see him before he
Right.
passes.
It's all subjective. Everybody's allowed to like
Yep.
what they like. If it brings you a
Absolutely.
smile, bring it on.
I'm looking at it the way because a lot of these musicians are no longer going to be with us.
that's right.
If I get one more opportunity to see him, I would love to see him.
We got Ferd Burford here, channel member. Welcome in, Ferd. He says, I'd
What's
pay
up,
more
Ferd?
than that to see ZZ Top a couple years ago in a small venue.
Again, quality, not quantity. Awesome.
It's hard to get kids to buy the music if you don't throw the party.
That's right.
Yep.
That's another T-shirt. Cece, you're on a roll, man.
Welcome in, Michael. Good to see you.
What's up, man?
It's bringing flowers.
Welcome.
For somebody.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Flowers.
It's
It looks
the,
like,
uh,
confetti.
what
It's
the-
like the party.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's the party
confetti?
celebration. Party! Welcome, Michael.
It's a party.
Celebrate
Michael does
good
these like
times.
7-9 hour live streams. Go check him out.
Get out of town.
Seriously,
Oh, really?
he'll go on for like 7-9 hours. I'll jump on and then later on I'll go to bed and I look and he's been on for like 9 hours. I'm like, good for you, buddy.
That's awesome.
That
I
would
don't
be
want to do
cool.
anything for 9 hours.
Prices should be set
4-hour relay.
by the car or truck or bus load outdoor venues, in my humble opinion. That'd
Yep.
be cool.
Yeah.
It's like the drive-ins used to be for the movies, right? You go to the drive-in, you get a carload.
R2, you have a request for next show? A request to Jackson, please. Thank you.
R2, can I request a Jackson
Kelly,
for the
Kelly,
next
Kelly,
time,
Kelly,
please?
Kelly.
Yes, absolutely, man. Which Jackson? I gotta get the Jackson B. I'll break out the Jackson Kelly next time.
Kelly.
Yes.
Frank says if artists could make money on their actual music instead of 99 cents per song, live concert money and t-shirts would be the gravy on top, not their main income.
Good
I
point.
think that anybody that's putting music out now, that's the only way they're going to make money is from touring with it. I mean, look at Wolfgang. He put his stuff out for free on YouTube, right? He says, here you go. Bunch of people bought it all, but, he's touring and he's going to make way more money on the tours.
His last name is also Van Halen. I hate to say
Yeah.
that, but
I thought it was Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Thought he changed
Depends
it.
what day of the week you're there.
Wolfgang Led Zeppelin.
Quentin James says Yngwie is still the best at that style. I think he's the
Yeah,
only one
absolutely.
with
Would we
that
call
style.
that
Yeah.
the classical?
Yeah,
I mean, he sounds
100%.
like he belongs in an orchestra, right? That's that violin.
you know what?
player
I've
for
seen
sure.
him in an orchestra, and it makes me cringe.
Hmm.
Horrible.
Well, yeah, I get it.
Look, you got to see Yngwie in Alcatraz before he went solo. A lot of
So,
that stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
It was
goodness!
all good.
When he was like a teenager. Oh,
You know
man.
what though? It's like listening.
He didn't use
for
that
us-
much.
I prefer my Alcatraz with Steve Vai. Just so
Yeah, for us old boys, listen to Flexible,
Right?
the
Yeah.
album and Flexible
Right.
Leftovers,
Yeah.
and Passion and Warfare, and then
Go listen to Yngwie. See what you think.
no,
That's
no,
right, Quentin.
The rest,
That's right,
the
Quentin.
rest of his catalog, right? I mean, he was two and done.
Was it Rising
Perthon.
Force? What was it?
Perthon.
What was that? Yngwie premiere?
I went into a Mike Tyson speech there for a minute. 99-cent Python.
What's he talking about?
A buddy of mine went to a Sweetwater Fest and Inve was playing, and he had to go to the back because he said Ingwe
So
was
fucking
playing
loud.
so loud
Yeah.
that everybody was
Just like
like
that
just clearing the front. If you were sitting in the
Wall
front,
of marshals. And if anything, that gets him a little more respect than disrespect, in my book. But he does play with the wall of marshals. All right, I'll give it another try.
the thing I think about with Inve is like John, and I mean with all due respect, John is playing with a lot of like clean low gain to get the clarity out of his amp and guitar, which is great.
Dynamics.
The dynamics of it. Inve started out doing that. If you listen to early Inve, he was playing like the single coil DiMarzios with the plexi amps, and you can hear those notes. And then as he got older, all of a sudden he started like just getting too much gain and more high output on the pickups. It was almost he was doing what Eddie was doing. So I don't know if it's because of hearing loss that these guys were just all of a sudden it's backwards. These guys were starting out low and going up high, and we're starting up high and going low. Does that make sense?
But
With the
absolutely
gain?
Loss
makes
and
sense,
age
but for
factor
me,
thing,
it's
in context, that Monster Rock show is going to be pretty loud, though, right? Just saying. Anyway, go on.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't gain has nothing to do with loudness. I mean, that's the sound that I love is a plexi on 10, right?
Yeah. But you're good enough to do it and pull it off.
Well, no, I'm not good enough to do it, and I've got
for the
arthritis in
most
my
part, yeah.
hands, and it, if I
I've
had
been playing since I was 9, he says.
Yeah,
How
but
many
I can
hours,
take.
John? If
I
had to
can
guess,
take
how many hours?
I could take your amp and sound a
Yeah.
hell of a lot better, just because of those front end clipping diodes.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
compression, the whole. Yeah, I get it.
But I won't do it, and I'll continue to suck on this show until I figure out how to make myself sound good, or I find the right drugs to make my knuckles loosen up or something.
Don't
but-
make me come over there.
Yeah,
damn
Trev's got the medicine, man. He's on his
That's
way.
right. But yeah, I mean, it's totally you get too much is too much, right? To me,
My
Well, but that's the drive in you, and
For
what's
me.
bringing you your
See,
smiles.
it's
And
all-
you're gonna
All
tie
right,
into
we
that.
just-
You're gonna tear into that. And you're gonna do it because you'll accomplish it because you're
Sorry to
able to do that.
interrupt you, Trev, but we just Quentin just figured us out, or Ryan out that whole back it was just a green screen.
It was just a green
That's right.
screen. Yeah.
That
He's
doesn't
actually
work on
playing
this show
from a
because
bar.
he took us on his phone over to the corner and showed us the things that were there. So I mean,
Look,
if anything's
and
a
honestly,
guy.
guys, I'm not really in my
extra
house.
points, Ryan. If
I'm
you
at
can
Ben
find
Tom's house.
Bent Tom's house. There it is. Extra points, R2. Fuck yeah. R2's in Bent Tom's bed. What?
I've been in Tommy's house this whole time, and I didn't want to tell you guys, but Tommy, come on out, man.
okay. So Tommy, if I do cannabis, it makes me feel like I got to go to the hospital because I'm having a heart attack.
What?
So, yeah, I can't.
Really?
He's saying cannabis loosens up his joints. I've heard
Yeah,
this
man.
lots before. But
Well, but John,
Knuckles
you
and-
also need to take into consideration THC versus CBD. There's CBD shit that doesn't get you high,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it will
right.
relax
I think that's-
you.
that's
It will
what-
cure your
I honestly would
Parkinson's.
like to
It will-
be. I would like to be a little bit high. So is there a balance?
Absolutely. That's that
There are
mango
dispensaries
shit
you can
got
go
that You
to.
haven't used yet.
I'm open to suggestions. I really am because I'm at my
Mango
wits' end. I'm
haze.
not going to change.
You know,
I'm not going to change this plexi kind of thing that I'm chasing. And
I don't know if Trev has been into these places. I am not saying that I've been into these places. I can neither confirm or
I've been
deny
a
these
lot of
places.
places.
But these
tell
places
ya.
that I've heard
Feeling
of,
some.
there's bartenders and I heard of this thing called bud tenders. So if you go to the bud tender, you can tell the bud tender that you're looking for something to relax your arthritis, but at the same time, you don't want to be like heart attack high and get that all the
I
effects.
don't want to
from
be
the-
paranoid and tripping. out.
Paranoid, yeah.
And dude,
you don't know what's a sativa. You want
Fabulous
the,
point.
you know.
these bud tenders consider themselves artisans.
There you go.
It's no different than being a bartender. I mean, I bartended for a couple of years, and when I was a bartender for a couple of years, every shift I came on and I made a drink that I never had. What the fuck's a rusty nail? Let's make a rusty nail and try that. Because I could
Right?
write it off for that shift, right? It was, oops, spilt drink, sorry.
That's called a tetanus shot.
Ryan's over there going, what the hell show did we have tonight here? We were talking about summer songs, and now we're talking about
every so often it just takes a right turn and
Go somewhere else.
you just watch it go.
yeah.
And until it crashes, I'm all fine with it.
It's all right. We jumped to
Don,
40,000
make a topical cream with
subscribers here.
CBDs in it that you could rub on your knuckles, and it's better than Voltaren.
I have prescription creams. I take
Do they
turmeric.
have weed in it?
No,
Well,
of course not. I take turmeric and all the rest of it, but they just don't do what they used to do, right?
Just spray some WD-40 on your hands.
that's
Just
what it is.
well,
rub it
it's
in.
not. It's not. It's like right in there, right? It's like
Yeah, at the bone.
I
It's
could-
at a bone
if
level.
I could shove it right in the, and you can see them right there. Look at.
Don't start
I don't know if
shooting
you guys
cortisone.
can see the knobs.
I'm not going
on
to say
the
it. I'm
end,
just going
right?
to point to my shirt now.
Well, no, look at the knobs on the end compared
Look
to
at this
my
knob.
other hand. My other hand. There's no knobs, right?
Right.
Yep.
And of course, the one thing in life that I love,
that
God's
calcium
cursed me
buildup?
with. Now, I went to the doctor and he said, "No, you're getting old," and he used this one a lot. So, but I spent my whole because I used to do heavy duty demolition, all this other
Maybe you
stuff.
should switch hands.
Start playing left-handed guitars.
Well, I wasn't
I got to
referring to
highlight.
guitar playing.
Here's Quinn's top comment of the day.
Today's weed would make me stand in a corner and lick a window.
That's the whole thing. I don't want to do that, right? But no, I went to the doctor and he said, "Well, welcome to getting old."
Right.
And, well, that's not good enough for me.
Is there an option?
Yeah, and he gave me that cream, right?
Yeah. Cortisone cream, probably.
Yeah, basically, right?
Jesus. Scott
Tried
probably
math.
has a recommendation for you.
It's the
Oh,
effects.
yeah, meth is pretty much going to give you the ability to not give a fuck about anything.
Oh, did
march
Nettie do
forward.
that whole stretch between?
Power through it.
We'll see John in a show like this.
And I'll be 125 pounds lighter with no teeth. But I'll be shredded.
And then we'll see you pressing your pedals like this.
Yeah.
Now, who sits at home and practices that?
Practice
I have a
what?
calling. Just
Somebody
saying.
had to.
I've got a few of these laying around.
About time for a little break, right?
There
you go, guys.
Interludes.
Thank you, everybody in the chat, man.
That's all I got. Thought I was kind of picking up a little bit of what you were doing there.
Yeah. He's a little more practice, but
Reminds me of something that I had. Have to remember it. Something like that. Just reminded me of that. Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. Now, what setting was that you were doing the other night when you had like that, all that ambiance behind you?
Oh, I can.
That was a setting on the H90, I'm sure.
Don't forget the vocal mic.
Yeah. Keep going, guys. It's going to take me a second here.
Yeah.
I think it's R2. R2's. No?
Michael wants something he can dance to.
What do you got, R2? Give Michael something.
Right on.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what? That's something I forgot to put up. Headphones recommended.
Yeah.
I remember when I took
Definitely.
that down.
Right here.
There it is.
And if that doesn't get us a copyright strike, Ryan,
No, that won't.
Louie, my boy!
For it, you got it. That
awesome,
was
man.
pretty.
That is so cool.
And I left my fucking. Excuse me. Well, you got a copyright strike, so I can say one F word. But I left my mic on.
Did I? Did I get a copyright
I
strike?
did. You had to because you nailed it so good there. What you did.
Oh, no. No. That's like ripping off all the live stuff he was doing, so I don't think that'll be. I don't know. We'll see.
Everything's up for review. That's what I say. Put everything, swear words, backing tracks, everything, all up for review.
I
John
gotta
said,
pay.
or Frank said, John is fading out into the atmosphere. Someone grab the rope quick. That was cool. So what effect is that you got going on? Is that just like a pitch harmonizer kind of thing?
So what it's called is shoegazer, appropriately, right? And
Kind of
what
reminds me of a U2 Shimmer.
So it does have a shimmer on it, but it also has here. Let me just fire it up here. It's noisy when I hook in USB to it. So it's got So it's crystals, classic crystals, and shimmer. Right.
Okay. All right.
So I mean the deadest, cleanest tone is.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not sound good playing that stuff?
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's certainly a shimmer kind of thing that U2 would do. And it changes for whatever chord you're playing, I guess.
Polyphonic, yeah. So it works
Cool.
with you.
Awesome. Quentin says there's some dynamics. Play softly then. Hit your guitar like it talks smack about your mom.
I did. Fuck you. I love your dynamics on your RP212-Deluxe.
Man, that thing was sounded fantastic the other day
It was.
until he went to the
Did you
distortion.
get my message about the bacon sandwich? The posh bacon sandwich. You got to try it. I'm going to try it.
I think Zoom is free for a large party backup as well, but not 100% sure. What are you talking about, Cece?
I don't know. I know that we're the heavy lifting end of the shows here, but the rest of them are not here.
Yep, they've just split. I wonder if wasn't quite sure how this guitar would handle that. It's not too bad.
What a dick. What an absolute fucking dick.
Like Quentin's idea of timing, it's a lot like Lars.
Half the fun there is, for me, is listening
He's
to the
famously
tap
known
dance.
as the Russian dragon, right? He's Russian or he's dragon.
Oh, I see what he's talking about. If you want a backup channel, strike free.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we were just talking about doing like just a different stream where we just let it loose.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what we were doing Friday night, Saturday morning. Yeah.
Still Friday night because we were awake from Friday. That's the way I understand it.
Right.
Nuances in the background, these little so pretty, man.
It's the elevator version.
They can't get us on that. I gotta say, even for myself, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice. I like that.
It's pleasant.
All of it sounds good.
That sounds great too. Got something to rip on there, R2?
No, I put my guitar down.
Man, he's already quitting for the day.
That's it. 3:51. I've only got 9 minutes left to get through this. Wow. We're just getting going.
Any requests in the chat? We can just all listen to John play us out if he turns his vocal mic off.
That's what I was looking for, but when I heard John's ambience, I'm like, I'm putting it down.
It does make a difference. beautiful, man.
Very nice. Quentin's
That's all
calling
I
it
have to say about that.
Quentin's calling it the hippie chords.
Oh, the hippie chords.
A lot of comments about hearing the Gilmore influence in there. Very nice.
For sure.
Yep, I'm happy to hear that. I
With
appreciate
that,
that.
with that droning behind it. Yeah, sounds good.
Yes. You always need a drone.
Boner's just getting here just in time for us to sign off. Man, you got perfect timing.
Nice to see you, brother. Hope you're having
And that'll be our daily reminder to switch from top chat to live chat, so you can see Boner Jam's comments in the chat. Folks.
What does he say? Have a blessed day.
Blessed day.
He's the most polite, fabulous young man I think we have in the community.
He's fantastic.
What did he say? He said, "Evening, gents.
You can't judge a book by its covers."
Took a break from church to send greetings and tidings.
Very nice.
Salutations right back at you.
Now,
So show your love with the super chat there, Boner. If you're gonna give tidings, just give the tidings.
Yeah,
Don't talk
10%.
nonsense.
10%.
Practice what you preach. Isn't that what they say in the church?
Testament. Great song.
Oh, man, oh, man. Well, boys, I'm about played out.
I think we leave on a plateau.
I think so.
Not
So-
degenerate into shit.
We'll see y'all on Thursday, if not in another chat before then.
What is this 5x7 thing I keep seeing?
How big is it? About 5x7. Off the Fruitcake Tony thing.
Oh, okay.
You missed the inside joke.
Yeah, I keep seeing it. Is it 5x7 or is it 5x7?
You gotta dance. You gotta dance. You called it out.
Oh,
I'll
man.
spoon with you for 10.
They're rolling on in. Thank you, Boner. Thank you, Michael. Can you turn down just a touch, R2?
You're being obtuse. No, you're not. Not even a little, dude. You're just busting balls. Grace, Greasy.
Awesome. Thank you, Boner, for the super
He
chat.
put down his guitar. Now he's got his guitar again. What?
And Michael, thank you. Here's $2.50 for all y'all. Peace.
Thank you. Much
Awesome.
appreciated.
Nice to that.
Greasy
Thank you,
Monkey
guys.
Guitars, appreciate you with your membership. Let's see, we had Greasy Monkey Guitars.
Yeah,
We had
absolutely.
Stephen Franklin. We had Boner.
We keep the lights
We
on.
had Michael.
The lights
Yeah,
on
that'll
for
help.
another week.
That'll help pay for StreamYard for a little bit. So thank you all. Appreciate that very much.
Good show, guys.
Sunday fun day.
Everybody.
So yeah, we will see everyone next Thursday. Chat and Jam. Uh-oh. Man.
Yeah, keep it coming.
Thank you very much, CC. Appreciate that. Maybe I just need to do this. There we go.
Yeah, you're not going to win, Ryan.
Yeah, I know. I can't hear myself talking, so sorry. Appreciate that, CC. Everybody that's here, thank you very much. Quentin
Patty in the
James,
chat,
Skyprop,
Michael.
Patty in the chat, Fred Burful, Boner
Patty.
Jam,
Dan
Scott
Gorman,
Brockway,
you still
Michael
doing guitars?
Lipinski,
Boner Jam.
Dan Gorman, of course. Appreciate everybody. We'll see everybody
Everybody see
next
Ben
time.
tonight. Everybody head over to Ben's.
What time is he going on?
Yeah, we got
5
an hour.
p.m.
Get some
Pacific.
drinks, get some smiles, grab your guitar.
There you go.
Let's go.
Go see
Yep.
Ben Coombs. Appreciate you. And until next time, peace.